Hey, Vikings faithful. Skull Nation, are you ready for some electrifying news? We've got a hometown hero stealing the spotlight, and his name is Max Brosmer. This undrafted rookie quarterback is turning heads and making waves with the Minnesota Vikings. How does a kid from Georgia via New Hampshire and Minnesota end up on an NFL active roster? Buckle up, because this story is a wild ride, and we're diving into every thrilling detail. Picture this: Max Brosmer, standing on the sidelines of the Gophers' season opener, rocking a number 5 jersey with his successor's name, Drake Lindsay. It's a surreal moment for a guy who's now suiting up for the Vikings, just down the road from where he set records at Minnesota. This isn't just another roster spot. It's the rise of an underdog who's proving everyone wrong. So, what's the secret behind Brosmer's improbable journey? Let's break it down in today's Vikings news update and find out why this QB is the talk of the town. Why should you care about Max Brosmer? Because he's the embodiment of grit, brains, and heart. Everything we love about the Vikings. From his chess-playing smarts to his relentless work ethic, this guy is rewriting the narrative for undrafted players. Stick with me as we unpack his journey in 15 action-packed segments, loaded with stats, stories, and that purple pride we all live for. Drop a comment below. Are you hyped for Brosmer's rise? Let's get into it. Max Brosmer's story starts in Georgia, where he wasn't the biggest or fastest kid on the block. Lightly recruited out of Centennial High School in Roswell, he threw for an impressive 7,252 yards and 61 touchdowns in his high school career. But scouts overlooked him, focusing on flashier prospects. That didn't stop Brosmer. He had a chip on his shoulder and a brain built for football. His journey took him to the University of New Hampshire, where he spent 5 seasons honing his craft in the FCS. Over 36 games, he completed 760 of 1,225 passes for 8,713 yards and 70 touchdowns. That's the kind of stat line that screams potential, yet the NFL draft passed him by. Why? Maybe his size or arm strength didn't check every box, but Brosmer was already proving he could outthink the competition. Fast forward to 2024, and Brosmer transfers to Minnesota for his final college season. He didn't just play, he dominated, setting a Gophers record with 268 completions and a 66.5% completion rate, second best in program history. That's the kind of performance that turns a run-heavy offense into a passing machine. What's your take on players who thrive despite being overlooked? Share it below. Brosmer's big break came at Minnesota's 2024 Pro Day, where he caught the eye of Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. Picture this: a kid who just transferred from New Hampshire, stepping up to throw with the Gophers draft prospects. No prep, no pressure, just pure confidence. O'Connell, a self-proclaimed quarterback killer when it comes to scouting, was intrigued. "He got a chance to throw last year and caught my eye then," O'Connell said, recalling how Brosmer's poise stood out. The Vikings staff kept tabs on him, watching his every move during his Gopher season. By the 2025 Pro Day, O'Connell was sold. Brosmer's ability to process plays and lead with precision was undeniable, even if he wasn't the prototypical QB. That Pro Day performance wasn't just a fluke. It was a preview of what was to come. Brosmer's film study habits and mental sharpness, honed by years of playing chess, gave him an edge. How much do you think mental toughness matters for a quarterback? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. When the 2025 NFL Draft rolled around, 257 picks came and went, including 13 quarterbacks, none named Max Brosmer. Names like Kyle McCord and Graham Mertz got the call, but Brosmer? Crickets. It stung, no doubt, but it lit a fire under him. Going undrafted motivated the 24-year-old, one scout noted, and those around him were furious on his behalf. The Vikings, though, saw an opportunity. They signed Brosmer as an undrafted free agent, offering him $246,000 in guaranteed money. A strong signal they saw him as more than just camp fodder. His former coaches, from New Hampshire's Drew Belcher to Minnesota's P.J. Fleck, weren't shocked. They knew Brosmer's work ethic and football IQ were NFL caliber. Imagine being passed over 257 times, only to land with your hometown team. That's the kind of story that gives you chills. Do you think the NFL missed the boat on Brosmer, or was it fate landing him with the Vikings? Drop your hot takes below. Training camp was where Brosmer started turning heads. Competing against J.J. McCarthy, Sam Howell, and Brett Rippon, he wasn't expected to shine. But shine he did, holding his own with sharp reads and precise throws, even when working with the second and third string units. His ability to command the huddle was unreal for a rookie. Vikings GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah called Brosmer's college tape a clinic, praising how his eyes and feet worked in perfect sync. Whether it was adjusting blocking angles or directing receivers, Brosmer showed veteran-level command. He's in total control, O'Connell noted, and that's not something you say about just any undrafted rookie. By the end of camp, the Vikings faced a dilemma. Risk waiving Brosmer to the practice squad or keep him on the active roster. His performances made the choice clear. Brosmer was too good to let slip away. What's the biggest surprise from this year's training camp for you? Let's talk about it. Preseason games were Brosmer's chance to prove he belonged. In 3 games, he completed 35 of 58 passes for 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. A 60.3% completion rate. Not bad for a guy playing with roster hopefuls who didn't make the cut. His poise under pressure was electric. Against the Tennessee Titans in the preseason finale, Brosmer went 15-for-23 for 161 yards and a touchdown, earning a 100.1 passer rating. One highlight, a 36-yard dart to Dante Fleming, perfectly placed between defenders. 3 plays later, he hit Bryson Nesbitt for a 21-yard score. That's the kind of clutch play that gets coaches buzzing. Fans, have you watched Brosmer's preseason highlights? If not, check them out and tell me what you think. Is this guy the real deal or just a preseason flash? Drop your thoughts in the comments. One of Brosmer's superpowers? His brain. The guy's a chess player, and it shows in how he reads defenses. His processing speed is exceptional, O'Connell said, noting how Brosmer scans through his progressions like a seasoned vet. That mental edge helped him master the Vikings' complex playbook in record time. Brosmer himself admits he's not the most physically gifted. I haven't been as physically gifted as some people in this profession, he said, but he leans into his strengths. Film study, preparation, and outsmarting opponents. It's like watching a grandmaster on the gridiron, always 3 steps ahead. How much do you value brains over brawn in a quarterback? Could Brosmer's chess-like approach make him a long-term asset for the Vikings? Share your predictions below. The Vikings quarterback room got a shake-up when they released Brett Rippon and traded Sam Howell, leaving J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Brosmer. Posts on X buzzed about the move, with fans calling the trio one of the best QB rooms in the NFL. Brosmer's inclusion as the likely QB3 is a testament to his impact. J.J. McCarthy, the 2024 10th overall pick, is sidelined with a knee injury, and Carson Wentz, a former number 2 pick, brings veteran savvy. Brosmer, though, is holding his own against these big names. His $246,000 guaranteed contract shows the Vikings see him as a potential long-term backup. What do you think of this QB trio? Is Brosmer ready to step up if called upon? Or should the Vikings lean on Wentz's experience? Let's debate it in the comments. Brosmer's connection to Minnesota runs deep. After transferring to the Gophers, he led them to an 8-5 record and a bowl win over Virginia Tech in 2024. His 2,828 passing yards and 18 touchdowns were a big reason why. Fans in the Twin Cities are already rallying behind their hometown hero. During Minnesota's season opener, Brosmer was back on campus, supporting his old team and wearing Drake Lindsey's number 5 jersey. Gophers coach P.J. Fleck gave him a game ball, saying, "That kid leaves his imprint and his legacy everywhere he goes." That's the kind of leadership that resonates. Are you rooting for Brosmer as a local legend? How much does it mean to have a Gopher-turned-Viking on the roster? Share your purple pride below. Brosmer's journey has drawn comparisons to another undrafted gem, Brock Purdy. Eric Galko, director of the East-West Shrine Bowl, saw the parallels early. He was the best quarterback just off Shrine Bowl practice film, Galko said of Brosmer's 2025 performance. That's high praise for a guy who went unpicked. Like Purdy, Brosmer's mental sharpness and clutch play make up for any physical limitations. His 29-yard touchdown pass to Lumeek Brockington at Minnesota was a thing of beauty, showing he can deliver in big moments. Could Brosmer be the Vikings' next underdog success story? Do you see the Purdy comparison? Or is Brosmer carving his own path? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Despite his success, Brosmer stays grounded. If you get too caught up on where you came from, it's difficult to be in the moment, he said. That mindset keeps him focused, whether he's breaking down film or leading the huddle. That's why teammates and coaches rave about his composure. His dinner with Drake Lindsay before Minnesota's opener shows he's all about team. Brosmer's not just a player. He's a leader who lifts others up. PJ Fleck's game ball was no fluke. It's proof Brosmer's impact goes beyond stats. How important is leadership in a backup QB? Can Brosmer's intangibles make him a fan favorite? Drop your take below. The Vikings' decision to keep Brosmer on the 53-man roster wasn't just a feel-good story. It was strategic. He's high capacity from a thinking standpoint, O'Connell said after Brosmer's Tennessee performance. His ability to apply complex schemes quickly made him too valuable to risk losing. In the preseason, Brosmer avoided sacks and kept drives alive, even with penalties stalling some plays. A 2-minute drill against the Titans showed his poise, with 7 and 24-yard completions before a penalty derailed the drive. That's the kind of grit that wins coaches over. Do you think Brosmer's earned his spot? Or should the Vikings have kept another veteran? Let's talk strategy in the comments. Brosmer's not just a backup, he's a potential QB2 contender. With McCarthy out and Wentz as the veteran, some are wondering if Brosmer could push for the number 2 spot. His preseason stats and command of the offense have fans and analysts buzzing. There are plenty of teams wishing they'd taken a shot, one report noted. His tape shows nuanced footwork and arm talent, rare for an undrafted player. Analyst Dane Brugler called his skill set impressive for a UDFA, noting how he handles the NFL's mental leap. Could Brosmer leapfrog Wentz if he keeps this up? What's your call? Brosmer as QB2 or QB3? Drop your predictions and let's see who's got the best crystal ball. The fanbase is already embracing Brosmer as a hometown underdog. Vikings fans love their local heroes, think Adam Thielen or CJ Ham, and Brosmer fits the mold. Born in Iowa, schooled in Minnesota, he's got that Midwestern grit we adore. His story is resonating across social media, with posts on X calling him a dark horse. His performance against the Patriots and Texans showed he's not just a feel-good story. A 3rd and 5 conversion to Lucky Jackson and a bullet to Jeshaun Jones on 3rd and 10? That's NFL ready. Fans, are you jumping on the Brosmer bandwagon yet? What's the most exciting thing about Brosmer's rise? Share your hype in the comments and let's get the Skol chant going. As the regular season looms, Brosmer's role is still taking shape. Will he stay QB3, or could he climb higher? The Vikings' faith in him is clear. They didn't just keep him. They gave him significant preseason reps. That's a sign they see him as part of the future, maybe even a long-term backup. O'Connell's praise keeps coming. Max is as smart as any young player I've been around, he said. With McCarthy's injury keeping him out, Brosmer's development could be crucial if Wentz falters. The Vikings' QB room is stacked, but Brosmer's making it hard to ignore him. What's your bold prediction for Brosmer this season? Could he see game time? Drop it below and let's keep the conversation rolling. Skol Nation, Max Brosmer is proof that heart and hustle can outshine draft pedigree. From undrafted to the Vikings' active roster, he's living the dream right here in Minnesota. His story's just beginning, and we're here for every snap. What's next for this cerebral QB? Stay tuned to Vikings News for all the updates. This is why we love the Vikings. Stories like Brosmer's keep the purple fire burning. If you're as pumped as I am, smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more Vikings news updates. Share this with your fellow Skol fans and let's keep the hype alive. Don't forget to check out Vikings.com for the latest on Brosmer and the team. Who's your pick for the Vikings breakout star this season? Let's hear it, and as always, Skol Vikings.